you see, the private markets often fuel innovation. Basically, this is venture capital, private equity capital going into areas where we believe innovation can happen. For innovation to happen, there has to be a confluence of multiple factors. First, technologies have to be ripe for that particular market. Second, the talent has to be available. And today we are at a situation where we are able to create and build, and this is the theme for your event as well. You're able to create and build technology for the world from India, and that is primarily because of talent availability in the market and certain technologies coming into place which enable tech-driven innovation to accelerate. So the confluence of these factors and success stories often, like when a Freshworks IPO happens or a Zomato happens, you see that many success stories getting written, and success stories then often boost confidence and spawn a large amount of entrepreneurship around this. And this is basically the cycle that some of the larger, well-established, startup markets, let's say the Silicon Valley happened, and this happened in China. It's beginning to happen in our region, and we're excited. And that is basically driving the confidence. It's a confluence of multiple factors.
So Mansi, I was in the Valley for 17 odd years, and late 90s, early 2000s, I ran my startup, raised venture capital, $40 million, and ran my startup. So I'd say capital chases opportunities. And, if you really look at, in terms of, the 5 things that are necessary for a very healthy ecosystem. One is talent pool, which we've had. Ravi talked about it. The second piece is capital, connectivity to capital, which is happening abundantly, not just local capital, but global capital. Third is markets. I think for a very long time, while sectors like e-commerce or logistics or edtech, to some extent even fintech, they were local market opportunities. But today, SaaS and even deep tech opportunities are global in nature. And pandemic has kind of really democratized many of these sectors. So markets, and then policy. I think our government has been very, very startup friendly. And last but not the least, exits. Exits play a huge role, right? They catalyze the whole ecosystem because they complete the loop. In terms of LPs giving money to VCs and VCs investing in startups, and that money kind of coming back to VCs who in turn give returns to LPs. Only when these cycles are complete, the ecosystem maturity or evolution happens, and confidence in that ecosystem also grows. Like what Ravi pointed out, you see that happening a lot in our country, and also success breeds success. When 15 odd years ago, entrepreneurship was seen as a social risk, a career risk, and a monetary risk, right? Today it is not. I mean, if you're not an entrepreneur, there is something wrong with you. And the reason is that it's not that you're crazy to go on to that path. You're able to see in your own backyard how people are building companies and growing companies. That then gives you inspiration. And the fact that you're very close to the action, you also learn from them. And people are willing to share the knowledge. Like Ravi would share knowledge with 10 other entrepreneurs who are about to start their journey, right? And likewise, Ravi would get that knowledge from maybe already successful entrepreneurs. So there is so much of learning by osmosis within the ecosystem. So that gives confidence to people saying, I can also do this. And in fact, they not only learn from playbooks of Ravi or Qapita, but they may create a better playbook than Qapita, right, in future. So this is what is fueling the overall entrepreneurial energy in the system.
Revolutionize your startup's equity management with Qapita. Request a demo today.